This is program number 4 of week 8. So this is our first one using a loop. This is exciting. So our task here, write a program which prints the even numbers in the range of 0 to 100. So basically, this is an example of how we can actually use a program to do something better than we can do it. So one thing we can do with programs, if we can figure out a way to make the machine kind of use a bulldozer approach to plowing through a whole bunch of tasks. One thing it's good at, it can do a lot of tasks very quickly. So if we can think of a method for doing that, then we can get it to perform a simple task a lot of times. So we need to think, if we want to list all the even numbers between 0 and 100, we have to think, what makes a number even, and how can we test for that? So we have a function that is the modulo function, which basically tells us, if we do an integer division of two numbers, what is the remainder that we have. So if we do that and we have a modulo of 0, we know that we evenly divided a number by another number with no remainder left over. So if we divide a number, if we look for a modulo of 2, that means, is a number evenly divisible by 2 or not. So basically, if we divide it into chunks of 2, the modulo is what is left over. So if that modulo is 0, when we take a modulo of 2, we know that has been divided evenly by 2, and therefore is an even number. So if we can do that, if we can think of a way to do that, to check that with every number between 0 and 100, then we should be able to detect this. So what this program is going to do, we're basically going to create a loop that's going to basically run through every number between 0 and 100 and check each of those by that method, and then print the ones that actually qualify. So let's get right to it. This is what our program is going to look like in the end. So let's lay out what we're going to do here. So basically we're going to So we're going to loop from 0 to 100 with an index of 1. While we're doing that, we are going to test if the number is even. And then if the number is even, print it out to the screen. Okay, so that is the basic structure of our program. So what do we need for variables here? First of all, we're going to have a double. I guess it doesn't need to be double, it could be an integer as well. I think it'll work as an integer. I'm back into doing complete programs now, so I'm going to comment everything very heavily, probably more than you need to comment your programs when I do this, just so you can tell me, so you can tell what's going on. I'm going to do this, call this That's going to be for the modulo of the number. Now we're going to set up our loop. So So we're going to do a for loop because we like for loops. So we're going to make an integer I. I is commonly used as what you're going to just as a counter within a loop. So from 0 to 100, so we are going to say, we can either say less than or equal to 100, or just, I'm just going to say less than 101. And we're going to increment by 1, so I++ means increment by 1. I'm going to move this bracket down here. Just because my comments are there, I want them to be inside. So that is the structure of my loop. Now I'm going to test to see if the number is even or not. And the way that we do that, we are going to say, we're going to take the modulo of the current number. And z will be equal to e0 if it's even, so modulo will be 0. So now we're going to say if it's even, print it to the screen. So if z is equal to 0, the number whatever is even, and that is going to be I is the number we're actually on right now. So that is our if statement, so that only gets executed if we actually have a modulo of 0. We'll hold the screen there. So we're basically setting up a integer for the modulo here. We're running through numbers from 0 to 100. We're taking the modulo of each number, modulo of 2. So if it has a 0, then it is a divide evenly by 2 by the number 2. So if that does come out as a 0, we do have an even number. So we're going to print to the screen number, whatever one we're on right now, is even. So let's try running this. And that's what we get. So that's 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 all the way through. The last one we get should be 100. Let's see if it stopped on 100. 100 is the last one we got. So that is a good program. Okay? So that is it right there. So pack that up, put it in your file, submit that as part of your assignment.